Okay, welcome to the Karen Mitches podcast. Today we have Matt Render.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's been a pretty chill day.
Yeah. I'm having like a Monday. But you seem like you're having a good day, kind of.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a good day, yeah. Yeah.
Because you've already meditated for an hour.
I've done that, yeah.
And you met with your advisor.
Yeah, my therapy supervisor.
And so this is someone so you have recently trained to be a therapist.
Yeah. Well, it's a master's program. I'm currently, I'm just at the very end of. But right now I work at a clinic, actually a couple of clinics, to basically get hours to finish the program so that I'll just be done my master's and then continue practicing.
Will you be the only licensed therapist in the Toronto comedy scene?
Oh, that's a good question. I feel like there has to be one, but I can't think of any others.
I think Molly might be in school for it.
Oh, yeah.
What's Molly's last name?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
It'll come to me. But yeah, I feel like a lot of comedians would like to be a therapist. Like there's an overlap.
You think so? Why?
Yeah.
Why do you think?
I think it's like people who are interested in why people are the way they are.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think for any comedian, there's got to be some underlying interest in human psychology, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like half of comedians, I think, would be good at it, and then I think half of them would be really bad at it.
Yeah, comedians would make really good clients, though. I'm serious, because comedians are experts at talking about themselves, and you'd be surprised how many people cannot talk about themselves. It makes it difficult. They come to therapy, especially men.
Oh.
Not to make this too gendered, but
yeah.
Men are, I was talking about this with my supervisor today. I find that the men who I have as clients are unable to really get deep into things. They're unable to open up emotionally, right? All those stereotypical things. I do find that to be true. Whereas men will kind of show up, and the first thing you'll be like, all right, so what's going on? Tell me how things are. And they'll just be like, yeah, good. Yeah. And then the session's over. What do you do from there? And it makes me have to work. Whereas the first session I had ever was with a lady in her 40s. She spoke the entire time. I finished and I was like, this is the easiest job ever. I don't have to do anything, because she just spoke the whole time and I just listened to her the whole time. And then at the very end, I was like, well, I guess, I'm hearing this. And she's like, wow, okay, yeah. And then she's like, I'll see you next week.
Yeah.
I kind of just, I've noticed that with men, but in the sense of comedians, I could see that comics are all like that. Comics all want to kind of just tell their story, talk about what happened to them today, what they ate for lunch, all that.
Yeah. There's a point in Arrested Development when Job is talking about how he feels, and he's like, his emotions are hungry and tired.
Wait, there's a character named Job?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
You didn't watch Arrested Development?
I've heard it. I've heard it's
God.
Good, yeah.
You're so lucky.
What?
Now you can watch the whole thing for the first time.
I've heard it's really good. I don't watch anything.
No.
Ever. No. I don't watch anything.
But you
ever.
read a lot.
Yeah. Not to sound too stuffy or anything, but I just I've just been like that for a long time.
Do you think it's the way your attention span is? Or you don't like what's out there?
Oh, I definitely don't. I'm not. Yeah, I definitely don't like what's out. I don't. TV's never been, since maybe, I don't know, since I was a teenager, I was about music and reading. That's just, as far as leisurely doing whatever time, I like to go sit at a cafe and just read for 5 hours if I can.
That's amazing. How much do you think you read in a year?
I read a lot. I read a lot. I don't actually know. Nowadays, I feel like it's a little bit less because I'm busier with like therapy, and then I spend more time now like trying to make comedy and comedy videos and all that kind of stuff. So like it tends to be I gotta kind of split up my time because I used to have nothing going on. I think that's really what it was.
Yeah.
I had nothing going on, so I would just like read for hours. Like I would spend like 10 hours in a day just reading.
Were you always a writer?
Yeah.
As a teen and a kid?
As a kid, yeah. Yeah. I'd like to just write.
I can't picture you as a kid. Like, were you a serious kid?
Yeah, very, very serious.
How did you end up in comedy?
I shouldn't have. I honestly should not have. It just, I will say, are you the youngest?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. Most comics are the youngest.
Yeah.
You know that?
I feel that.
So like, that's part of why. I don't know how to explain that, but it just is kind of why. Because I was, you know what? How I ended up here. When I was like 18 or something, like I realized that. Oh, is it good? Oh.
I think it is now.
When I was like 18 or something, I just realized like I was boring. My life was boring. I had nothing going on. So I started to do a bunch of different things. I started taking like martial arts and acting classes. I started meditating. I started playing music. I started a band. I started doing improv. And then I was like, you know what? Like I've always wished to do stand-up comedy, and a few years. It took me like some years, but eventually I just wrote it down like that I wanted to do it. And I don't know if I'm a rare person, but around that time, like I made a list of things that I wanted to do someday, and I actually I made a point of doing it.
That's awesome.
I don't know if people like, like those lists that you do like in 10 years, like, yeah, I like knocked a few things off, and that was like one of the things that I've always like just thought, oh, I didn't care about comedy either. I just thought like it was something scary to try.
Yeah.
Right?
Who were your favorite comics growing up?
Like I didn't listen to a lot of comedy, but my dad had like a tape of Jerry Seinfeld. So I like that, and like
very classic.
Yeah, and then I'm kind of like a boomer, cuz like ever since like I was a kid, a teenager, whatever, like the music that I listen to and like the stuff that I watch and like whatever, like it's got to be like it's like all Criterion Collection stuff. So like as far as comedians go, it's like at first, like I mean, yeah, the first comics who really inspired me was like George Carlin, Eddie Murphy, Carlin Pryor, Eddie Murphy, some not really Seinfeld. Brian Regan I really like too.
I don't think I know Brian Regan.
No, he's really good.
I'll have to check that out.
He holds up so well too. He's still doing comedy. He's funny. He's just funny. He's really clean, really funny. I went to see a show with him, with my other buddy. We started stand-up together. We both like Brian Regan. And we went to see the show, and we were the youngest people there.
How long have you been at it?
Well, I first tried it just before COVID. And then I would just I'd go to open mics and once in a week maybe, and like just be really weird. Like
avant-garde.
Yeah.
Just trying.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit. I was like deadpan.
Alt
not alt, like, but more like, those guys who like go up and they're all like dark and ominous and like deadpan and like weird and like a little bit shock, and you're like,
yeah,
this sucks. You know that?
Which is funny because your actual like voice on stage, I feel, is like very authentic. Like it's very like, it feels like you're being very natural.
Thank you.
And also like loose. So almost like it feels like sometimes you're just saying stuff and then you're like surprised at what came out.
Yeah, that's true.
And I like that. It's very like it's very like there's like a youthful energy, but then it's weird because you also seem like a really serious guy.
Well, that's kind of like to circle back, but like that's kind of it. Like as a kid, I felt like I was really serious, and then kind of getting into the world of comedy, and like especially when I did improv for a little bit, like it opened me up to make me realize like how serious and how uncool that was. Like it was just I was kind of just I don't mean to swear on your podcast.
No, we can swear.
Yeah, I was just kind of like, I was kind of a downer, right? Like I think I was really emotional and like depressed and whatever as a teenager and stuff. And I was like really alienated and isolated myself. I was reading Catcher in the Rye too many times. And then like, yeah, I think all of that just kind of made me like really in myself, this serious, like the music I listened to had to be like hard and heavy and depressing, and everything was just like really like raw and emotional and whatever. And then I didn't really have a sense of humor is what I realized.
I feel like I was really silly as a kid, and like I would have a problem like I'd be nervous talking to someone's older brother, so then I'd start laughing, but then I couldn't. There was a lot of people in my life I couldn't talk to because I'd just be laughing. But then I got more serious as I got older, and then I came to comedy. I was 42, and I feel like I remember being out at mics and seeing other people at mics who were really giggly with their friends, and I was like, oh, I've become old. Like, and I feel like I'm more likely to answer a question really directly than to say something silly. And I just feel like somewhere between like 20 and 40, like I like locked in, and now I'm not as fun as I used to be.
You don't feel like you're as fun as you used to be?
Yeah.
But it sounds like you used to just laugh all the time at everything.
Yeah, like I think as a kid I was like too silly.
Right.
But then I think somewhere in the adult place I locked too far over on like.
Right.
Which is why it's good that I found comedy, because I feel like it's like if you weren't exercising at all in your life, it'd be good to start going to the gym. And it's like I wasn't being fun in my life, so then now I have like a fun hobby. Right.
But who is being fun anyway? When is fun ever like fun seems, you know what? Fun seems performative to me all the time.
But
I've never had fun. I've never had fun doing it. Like I don't want to go to a board game cafe. It's not fun for me. It's like it's just a way to yeah,
you're gonna be like, let's do this correctly.
My head's in it, but my head's also like, oh, why are we doing this?
Yeah,
we should be doing something else with our time.
Yeah, so that kind of speaks to like the not watching TV. It's like you don't want to like do something that's a waste. You'd rather like read a book or like something that you feel is good for you.
The only thing I find fun really is like just like I could get really goofy with friends and stuff like that. Like that to me is like that's fun. But outside of that, like I don't like nothing else is. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I look around at people out on like sometimes like I like to go on like really long walks on like a Friday or Saturday night. You walk through like the city and you see people like out and doing whatever the hell. And I'm like, this sucks. This sucks. This isn't fun. And that's why I like doing stand-up comedy, especially because it's like it's a thing that's fun that is also a skill that we're doing that's like we're serious about. Like there's a craft to it, there's an art to it, whatever you want to call it, right? But that we're doing that there's like a goal to it. I don't want to just I don't buy all that like, oh yeah, let's go apple picking on Saturday and then we're gonna go here, we're gonna go to the Christmas market, none of that. Do a pottery class, cooking class, and it's all unserious shit too, because you do it once, you're like, yeah, I did one cooking class ever, it was so fun, we should do it again in 6 months, and like then we're gonna do a Pilates, and then tomorrow and it's just none of it to me is like substantial or real or meaningful. I don't give a shit.
I love that. I love that so much. How does that affect you? Can I pull this down a little bit?
Yeah.
How does that affect you dating?
Yeah, that is the natural question to that. Yeah, like, you know, when people are like, oh, you know, you should go on like fun dates. You should go on like adventure dates, and like you should go go skating and go here and go there. Like I'll do stuff, and I'll have fun doing it. But also I'm like, I don't care. Like I could also just be, we could just not do this. Like I have fun. Like, okay.
Like you'll do stuff. Yeah.
And it's not like I'm not a downer about it. Like I'll do it. I'll be present. I'll enjoy it. Sure. But like my favorite kind of like thing in terms of like dating or whatever, and like when having like a long car ride or like like a long car ride, or like just like laying on the floor or something.
And I'm assuming you're talking during this?
Yeah, like talking.
I like walking and talking is probably like my favorite thing to do with another person.
Exactly.
And it's weird though because I walk really fast, so a lot of people don't like walking with me.
Oh, yeah, I hate that. I hate the fast walk. I'm a slow walker. I'm a little self-conscious of how slow I am in walking, but yeah. Like I get passed by people who should not be passed by.
Like older folk or like move over son.
Yeah. No, for real. Like especially this time of year when the sidewalks are so closed off. Like I am holding up traffic.
But are you a slow driver?
No. I'm
because slow driving is dangerous.
Yeah. I'm not a slow driver. I'm not an aggressive driver, but I'm not like, I don't know. Yeah.
Just a normal.
I think I'm all right. Yeah. I do find like, I guess I'm a little faster than, if you know where you're going, there's so many people who just, they drive like they don't know where the fuck they're going.
Honestly, I feel like that about people walking.
Yeah.
And like they don't know that there's people around them, or just have a general idea of like their body in space.
Yes, that is how I walk. Yeah, exactly. It's like you've seen me on the street before. Also, like I'll read, and recently I got a message from a friend of mine. She sent me a photo of me walking with a book in my hand.
That's amazing.
At Ossington Station.
When I was in university, there was like this girl who, like, she was a lit major, and she would walk around reading a book, and I just always liked her.
Really? No, yeah. I feel like that would,
like, not someone I knew, but I was just like, I like that that's what this person does.
That seems like it would get on your nerves.
Well, if they walked into you or something. Yeah. But no, I guess I just see her around campus, so she wasn't bugging me.
Yeah, sometimes when you get off the train and you're like just at the end of a chapter, like I'll stand. I don't give if I'm late. I don't care. Like I need to finish. You're not gonna not finish the chapter, are you? Don't you have to finish? Like you're like 2 paragraphs away from finishing. You have to finish it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll walk into people. It doesn't matter.
That's amazing. What have you been reading lately?
What have I been reading lately? We're talking a bit about this.
Or is there like, what's a book you want to recommend? Like, do you have like a top 3 books you think people should read?
Oh, that's a good question. Top 3. I need to think about that. I guess though, like I just think Jonathan Franzen is awesome.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I remember when The Corrections came out, my sister Liz was like, The Corrections is the novel I would have written if I'd written a novel. And then I read it and I was like, I get what you mean.
Yeah? What did she mean by that?
Like, it's very well, it's a great book, but it's also just, I don't know, like, maybe it's like kind of specific to her personality. Like, it's almost like he thinks the way she does. So he produced, like, she's not a novelist, but
Right.
if she was, she would be sort of like him.
How would you describe that? Like, what is the trait that they share?
It's like it's a level of realism, an interest in people and like families. It's just certain sense of humor or like sense about people that he has that's
Right.
like very her.
His sense of humor is pretty twisted, I find. It's like he's so cruel to his characters, but I like it. But yeah, that book was awesome. That was an awesome book. That one. I like Crime and Punishment was just like that always sticks out in my head. Just loved it.
I've never read Crime and Punishment. How would you is it a heavy book?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. How would I describe it or what? How
Yeah.
would I... One thing I found interesting reading Crime and Punishment is I feel like it's very present in like the stuff that's being produced today. I and like just stuff that I've enjoyed over the years.
But
like
it's
I feel
old,
like
right?
it's pretty old, like late 1800s. I guess what 1860s or 1870s.
And is it about a guy doing crime?
Crime and Punishment, a book about a guy doing crime. Yeah, he commits a murder. Yeah, it's about a guy who commits a murder, but feels justified in doing it, but then is dealing with the crushing weight of what he's done, but also continues trying to justify it, and it's this insane inner conflict, and that's. Yeah, I love all of it. I love the inner conflict. I love the setting of it. I like that it takes place in like an urban environment, and it's kind of like he feels so isolated, right? This guy, and I feel like there's so many things in our even something like American Psycho, Fight Club, Taxi Driver, all like the whole incel catalog of books that I've loved over the years. I don't know if that makes me an incel, but sure.
Did you read the book? Like, I've seen the movies of those three.
I read all those, yeah.
Amazing.
Well, not Taxi Driver. That wasn't
a book.
Not as far as I know.
I don't think I'd want to. Well, it's weird.
Catcher
I
in the
didn't really
Rye.
like American Psycho. Like, but I really liked other like Bret Easton Ellis. Like, I feel
Less
like he
Than Zero.
usually writes shit that's fun.
Yeah. American Psycho is in some insane way. The book is fun.
Oh, okay.
The book is a lot more cartoonish than the movie.
Because I think I liked the movie was sort of funny at parts, and overall I wasn't that into it. But maybe I will read that at some point.
For example, like the book, almost every chapter has a moment where everybody's mistaking each other and nobody cares about it. Like it's really funny. Like most of it is just making fun of these, like the culture. Because he wrote it after he had, I think, met somebody who, like his brother or somebody, like they knew somebody who was a Wall Street person. He spent time with them or something like that. And then that little glimpse of the culture just inspired like this whole satire.
Yeah.
And the book reads a lot more like satire. The film almost has like a bit of drama to it that kind of it's a little more serious, but it's still wild, right?
Okay. So when I watched Fight Club, that movie floored me. I'm kind of surprised I never read the book.
Right.
I think because at that point I didn't think you should read a book if you'd already seen the movie, but now I actually do that a lot. Like,
right.
I read all the Game of Thrones books after I watched the show, and I think it's like a great way to just go farther into a story that you liked.
Yeah.
But Fight Club is like the book version of it amazing.
He's a great writer. Yeah, he's a great writer, and it was the time in my life, like I read it at a very interesting time in my life. I don't know, that's like a line from it. But I read it like in high school. I read a lot of those in high school, but I found it like a little bit like formative, especially that one. That was an interesting one.
When you were kind of like this, like kind of brooding teen kid, did you have friends?
That's a good question. I hate to like not to draw this out, but I was a pretty popular guy until I was about 13 or 14, and then I went down some deep hole and lost myself completely and alienated. I had a band then too, and every all my friends, I had a big circle of good friends, and I had girls around me, and everything was great. Everything was fun, awesome times, parties, whatever. And then I fell in such a deep hole. I closed myself off, lost everybody I knew yeah, that was it. For basically the rest of high school, I made a few friends who we'd like smoke weed together all day and every day, and I'd do that. I barely got out of high school, but I ended up with like just a few people I'd like get high with and like not talk with, more or less. More or less. There was like maybe one guy who he was like my friend, but even with him, it was like we were just both like fucked up. But like we bonded over that. We trauma bonded maybe. And then and then university, like 18 or 19, I was like, oh, my life is awful. Like I gotta change this. Yeah. What were you like in high school?
I was like, I don't know. I guess I started out very silly, and then when I was 15, that's when my anxiety disorder kicked in. Mm-hmm. So I never like stopped having friends. And I'd say actually my friendships probably got better over high school, because I think like my close friends kind of like calmed down a bit. Like we started out high school very weird, and then we sort of calmed down a bit. And then I think we were drawn to more like stabler kids towards the end of high school. But like, I do want to say like, I just went from being somebody who's really fun to having like a heavy neurosis, like just very panic attacks all the time. Wow. And then like a lot of my friendships were around drinking, and I had a lot of, even when I was sober, I had a lot of like talking friendships with people, but I think I just very much like retreated from being fun.
Right. I am curious, when you say you were like weird, I know you said that, like you're pretty weird, you and your friends. What does that mean?
Like we were the kids who did drugs at school.
I did that. I was, you and me were two kindred spirits.
It's funny because like I wasn't depressed in high school, but I do realize like a lot of the stoner kids are depressed, and sort of how you know is like when you run into them in your 20s and they're happy and you're like, what's wrong with you? And you're like, oh, okay, you were depressed when I knew you.
Right.
Because a lot of the time, like when you're young, you don't think about clinical depression, right? You just, right. And some sad people are very funny. So you'd be like, yeah, Dave, he's a happy guy because he's hilarious. And right. It's only like retrospectively that you're like, wow, that person was miserable.
Yeah. I mean, high school is just a weird time altogether. And you find that out more, like you're saying, when you meet people from high school, and they're usually like, it's like usually different, you know, like you could see such huge people change.
Yeah.
But what's crazy to me is that at the same time, like a lot of people in high school just are like the same now as they were then, and they haven't like, I feel like I've like tried to like live a life, but sometimes, you know, it just strikes me, it's like a lot of people are just like they're comfortable.
Yeah.
Like they had like, you know, they had like a good whatever, like a good thing going in high school and a good thing going university, and it's just like a nice trajectory for a lot of people. I don't feel like I had that, but it's interesting. You know what I'm saying?
Like they didn't have to sort of decide what to do. They just wandered along.
Yeah, like things kind of from the outside looking in anyway. But like a
Yeah.
lot of people I know from high school, from like well-to-do families and just like good friend groups, good kind of, you know, I have like family members like that too. It's like they're just they've always like kind of had their heads screwed on right. They never had to like go through this period of like just being completely fucked.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you are kind of fucked, then you have other friends who are fucked.
Right.
Even when you were talking before about like men who don't talk about their feelings,
Yeah.
it's like sometimes when people talk about men, especially if it's women, I'm like, I don't know what they're talking about because all the men I know are artistic and mentally unwell.
Yeah, autistic.
Which like you could say like, well, it wouldn't be good to have all guy friends who are mentally unwell, but it kind of is a good thing for people who are able to step outside of things and know what they are and talk about them.
Right. Well, just so you have like you're not completely isolated, like you have some people.
Yeah. And I guess
Yeah.
like the artistic side of the mentally unwell are the people who are in some way coping with it and dealing with it. It's away from
Yeah.
like the people who are just miserable and gonna snap one day.
Right. It's like, yeah, it's sublimation of the, yeah. Why is that so funny?
I don't know why.
Well, because I'm using Freudian terms on your podcast. Sorry to come on your podcast and start speaking Freud to you.
Sorry, I know he is the original, the OG of your people.
Yo, he's hated on nowadays.
Why?
In like the therapy, psychology world.
Why is that?
And I'm not like some kind of Freud apologist, you know, but I remember once like a prof came into class and they were like, it was the first day and they're like, I'm going to start the class. They thought they were so cool, but they're like, I'm going to start the class by saying this. Freud was wrong. And then I left. I swear, I remember leaving there, going to the guidance office or whatever, and being like, "Yeah, I'm dropping developmental psychology. I'm not taking it because I don't know. I wasn't even like a big. I'm not. I don't know. I'm not even a Freud. I barely have studied Freud, but like from what I have studied about Freud, like, come on, like he said and wrote and he thought some really like important stuff. Like he found out some important stuff for like where we are right now in psychology. Like don't and a lot of people, because whatever, maybe a lot of his stuff was misogynist, or maybe it was like ridiculous. Like a lot of it's ridiculous, a lot of it's fucking nuts. Okay, sure, we could all agree on that. But like it's like before we started recording, we were talking about Roman Polanski and whatever. Like Roman Polanski was like a fucked up individual who, if he produced like 20 more like completely fucked up movies and just insanely bad movies or whatever, that would not take away from the films that he has produced that were good. I don't care. Like it's an age-old discussion, but like you could hate Freud all you want, but like you can't deny certain things that he was saying.
Do you think your feeling about that just comes from a need to like protect like the canon? Like you don't want to remove art because of what it might be connected to?
Partially.
Or not that Freud was art, but like he got people on the path to where they are today.
Yeah. Like, yes. Like partially that, and also it's just like you know what? It's just like it's dishonest. It's just dishonest to look at, for like a prof of psychology to be like, just to dismiss and write off this man who is like way more important than his lecture is, like is way more influential, way more important. And then again, I just wrote him off. Like I walked out. I stayed for a little bit and I was like, all right, I don't care anymore. Like this guy's, I don't like him. But like, yeah, I just, like, okay, you want to critique somebody, that's good. Like, critique their work, critique this or critique that, and sure. But, it just it feels like a lot of people in the psych world now will just be like, oh yeah, Freud, what a lunatic or what an insane person. It's like, well, sure, he probably, yeah, like apparently he's like coked up and whatever, and he came up with all kinds of insane theories, and there was no like testing of whatever the hell he was talking about,
Yeah.
like psychosomatic illness and all this kind of stuff that he was talking about. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm sure he said some crazy, insane things, but he also like was right about a lot. So, yeah.
Something that keeps like just when I'm on social media, I get sometimes like quotes from Jung, and I feel like he's important to like the creative world, and a lot of writers
For sure.
appreciate Jung, but is he still relevant to actual psychologists and or therapists?
Yeah, in a way. I mean, like we still, I guess, we talk about Jung, we teach Jung. As far as like his methods, I don't see any of it being like that seriously practiced. It's more kind of like alternative. But like, I think that's as far as like education goes. Like in terms of the education system, like he's he seems pretty removed. He gets mentioned, but like he doesn't really get like taught that all that much. But there's people who are like legitimate like Jungian analysis, right? And like they swear by his whole thing.
What's your feeling on those people?
That's cool. That's cool. Like it's like for example, I think a lot of art therapy draws from him, and I've never been super interested in art therapy, and I've never been super interested in like, I'm interested in reading Carl Jung for his like his insights, his theories, and that kind of stuff. But as far as like trying to like practice Jungian psychology, even like Freudian psychology, like psychoanalysis, like that to me is like, it just feels like dated. It feels like we're past that, maybe.
Is there anything like types of therapy or types of problems that you specifically like to use or to deal with?
Yeah. Types of therapy I like to use, mainly I like DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy.
Which is like, how would you explain DBT?
DBT is focused on skills mainly. Like it's focused on a set of there's like basically 4 sets of skills that we need, and it is especially useful for people with borderline personality disorder. It's I find that it's helpful for people who are dealing with very intense emotions and unable to like deal with just constant stream of like intensity, and that drew me towards it. And just kind of like I had a therapist who I was seeing like recommend DBT, and just like reading about it and trying it, and then I read through the manual and I was like, this is incredible. Like it's very insightful, it's very practical, and it basically is just teaching very Buddhist concepts and very like just essentially Buddhist wisdom in a therapeutic context.
I had like my big breakthrough with my anxiety from CBT, but then years later I was having some like backsliding, and then I went to see a new therapist, and he was using some DBT techniques with me.
Oh.
And I think I thought, because somebody who told me about it told me she'd done DBT because she had borderline personality. So I was like, when he said he was going to use DBT, I'm like, oh, but I'm not crazy. Because, you kind of, I don't know, whatever bias that I had. But then, it was very helpful.
Yeah, like 100%. That's really funny you mentioned that, because I had just found the first thing she gave me was like a little primer, and it was like basic things you could do when your emotions get way too intense. And so like a couple of the things she told me to do, and a couple of things that like are pretty widely suggested, are like when you get super emotional and it's like way too intense and you start to feel like impulsive and like you're going to do something that you should not do, to like hold a cube of ice. And I was like, does she think I'm fucking crazy? Like who does that? But like, then I thought about it more and more and I was like, oh yeah, like if I'm like laying on the floor and like I'm like writing my suicide note or something, I should go like, if I could just get up and go run my hands under cold water for like 5 minutes, maybe like it'll snap me a little bit. And certain things like that actually, like, they do work when you're kind of at your you're at your limit.
You don't have to be somebody who suffers from like psychosis or delusions to just be like completely overwhelmed by your feelings.
Exactly. That was well said.
Thank you. Okay, so this is kind of, I want to veer off for a bit if we can, because you do a lot of sketches online that I'm a big fan of.
Thank you.
And you do them with Madison, who I'm a big fan of.
He's great.
And oh my god, why am I blanking?
Oh, Brenton.
Brenton.
Yeah.
Huxtable, who is also amazing. But I'm just curious, like, how you guys ended up together and like what that process is like, and if you're having fun when you're doing that.
Does it look like we're not?
It looks like you're having a lot of fun.
We have fun. We've been working together for about a year now, just over a year, and it started just by like Madison and I kind of meeting a little bit more. Like we just kind of would see each other around a little bit more, and we did a couple of shows. I like invited him to do like a show in Niagara, and we drove together and we just had a good time. And then at some point, like we'd already been talking about doing a sketch sometime. That was basically it. Like I'd seen him he had started making sketches, I think like in January of 2025. Yeah, it's 2026 now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think he had just started doing sketches on his own, and I had seen some of them, and I was like, oh, this is so funny. And I always wished to make sketches myself, but I was like kind of, I liked the idea of working with somebody. I always wanted to like have somebody to make like proper, because nowadays everybody does like the solo sketches or solo like POV thing. And I was like, oh, I always wanted to make like kind of more like old school, like sketchy sketches. Yeah. And then I saw Madison and I was like, oh, this guy's funny. And like, I didn't really know him well, but we went to Niagara and then we just talked more about it. And then eventually we filmed something. And then it got 1 million views on TikTok.
Was that the bathroom one?
Yeah. Yeah. And that was the first sketch we did. And then we just started meeting every week.
Did they all go viral? Or
not at all. We met every week after that. We'd meet like twice a week and we'd go to Brenton's and we'd just bomb forever. And then it took a little while, and then we've seen like things starting to go viral and stuff, and that's been fun. But like ultimately, like we've just been having fun the whole time and like experimenting and what do you think about this, what should we do here, what can we do, and we just have fun with it.
One of my favorite formats is when like Madison is surprised about something and then you're like you know exactly what happened. Like
yeah, those are fun.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Those are fun.
I'm trying to think of like what's the example of the one, like I think I just watched one.
That one started like because Madison was in Florida over the holiday, and I think like somehow, I don't know why, but the joke came up. He was like just telling me about his time in the airport and stuff, and we started just like joking about like people who are at the airport. They always have the same like annoying, boring story. Yeah. And it's always just boring. Yeah. And it's like, oh, what happened? Oh, yeah. Oh, your flight was delayed. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I can't believe that happened to you.
And there's something with like, Madison's really good at being this like person who doesn't see himself and is very like surprised, and then you're very good at being this like very straight laced, like I've seen everything and it's all the same.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like over time, like we play around with which one of us is the straight character, not like gay straight, but somebody last night messaged me and she was like, "You're gay, right?" And I was like, "What? Why?" She's like, "Well, because your sketches and everything, like you guys are gay, right?" And I was like, she was serious, and I was like, "No, like no, like."
I think I've like made jokes, comments on your thing about you guys being gay, but I didn't actually think that people were getting that vibe.
God forbid, God forbid, just a couple dudes just make a couple sketches, but I feel like we play around with which one of us plays the straight character, but for those ones, like the format's fun, and Madison usually has like a little costume or some kind of getup that like fits into the role. We really like the one where he came back from Vancouver, because we both have we have a bit of a vendetta towards Vancouver.
What's your
just like
beef?
we both like dated somebody from Vancouver, and so it felt good to like get like a nice shot at Vancouver, and the video did well, so we're happy about it.
Are you born and raised in Toronto?
Yeah, in like Vaughan, but yeah.
Cause do you feel like Vancouver trashes Toronto too much?
Oh yeah, the proper like people from Vancouver, and I've noticed this over the years. Anytime, like over the last 10 years, anytime I've been out, met somebody from Vancouver, dated somebody from Vancouver, they speak so ill of Toronto and whatever. And you know what? Sure, go ahead. But then I went to Vancouver last March, like about a year ago, because I was dating somebody there, and I was like, all right, yeah, it's nice, but like don't get carried away. Like you're not. This is still like we're it's the same shit. Like don't get all up in your own head. You're not living in like in Switzerland, all right? Like this isn't some kind of like utopian society, Vancouver. Like it's not. You could keep pretending, I don't know if Switzerland is either, but I feel like it's better in some way, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been to Switzerland, but
you've been to Poland.
yes.
So you have a fridge magnet.
Yes.
Says Poland.
We did a trip last year. We flew to Berlin, and then we traveled, like we did major cities going like northeast from there. So it was like we went to like Poland, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, and then we ended up in Finland.
Who's we?
Me and my sister.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Is it just the two of you?
No, we're the two youngest, and then there's a brother and then another sister who's the oldest.
Oh wow. It's a big
So
family.
then like the oldest two both like live in the suburbs and have kids, and then Liz and I both live downtown and don't have kids, but she is married.
Okay. Nice. So you two are the black sheep.
We're the little kids.
Oh, yeah. That's so nice.
But Liz now is claiming that our parents are her kids.
Right.
Because they're older.
They're older.
And she's like, I feel about mom and dad the way you people feel about your kids.
Right, yeah. Yeah, she's got to like look after your parents.
Yeah.
A little bit.
And it's weird, like my parents are like in their 80s and 90s now, so they actually inspire that in me a little bit. Like I find them cute now.
Yeah, they get cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are your parents still young?
They are in their 60s, like mid 60s.
Are they having a good time?
They're all right. Yeah.
And then what about your siblings?
I have two brothers.
Oh no. Older.
They're both older.
Did they pick on you?
You know what? Yes, but also like more so on each other.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was usually Switzerland.
Oh.
But definitely also me, but like so they're 2 years apart, and then I'm like 4 years younger than the middle brother, 6 years younger than the oldest. So I'm like a true like baby of the family. So they didn't really like beat the shit out of me until I got a little bit older.
Yeah.
They'd mostly like fuck me up, but they wouldn't beat the shit out of me. You know what I mean? It's like there was like a fine line.
You were littler.
Yeah, like if they hurt me, like it was bad. Whereas they would just hurt each other a lot, and then I would just watch.
Stuff between brothers is so like violent.
It was a violent house. Yeah, it was a violent house, for sure.
Is everyone okay now?
It's better, you know. I think like it's definitely better. The best thing is just like not living with each other, and seeing each other as little as possible. Just keeps things from being, you know, having blow-ups and all kinds of stuff. But the number one thing is that my middle brother is now married with his first son.
Amazing.
Since June. And having a baby around is a great way to make everybody get along.
Yes.
It's not perfect, but it helps.
Do you love being an uncle?
Yeah, I'm proud to be an uncle. I regret to say I don't get to spend as much time with my nephews I would like to, but it feels very, very tender to be able to hold that baby and say this is family.
Yeah.
It feels nice.
I love that.
And I'm proud of my brother. I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny seeing my brother be a dad. Like, because he wasn't emotional. He didn't help me ever. Like, he would always want to do like watch a boys cartoon, and he wouldn't let me put on any like girls cartoons. And then I found out when his kids were little, like the mom was taking the son to do his sports things on Saturdays, and he was home all day with his little daughter playing babies. I'm like, George, you never played babies with me.
What is playing babies?
Like a baby doll. So they're pretending to parent these little babies.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That sounds awful.
But it was so like, it felt like karmically healing for me that he was doing these things with her.
Yeah. That's really sweet.
Yeah.
That's really sweet. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I could totally relate. It's weird. It's weird to see my middle brother as like having feelings, you know? It's weird. It's hard to imagine.
What about the older one? Do you see him?
Well, like we see each other like throughout the year, you know. But like he lives north, like we'll see each other a little bit. Yeah. Not a whole lot. Like we don't see each other that much. But he's doing his thing. He's doing his thing.
I take it neither of them have creative jobs.
No, yeah, they're more. My oldest brother is like he's back in school right now, for like a trades like gas fitting, and my middle brother works like kind of like in property management. Yeah, they're not.
They didn't want to help people.
They're much more like, you know what? They're much more guys. And I don't know if I'm a guy's guy. I've never felt like a guy's guy. I've never felt like, yeah, boys trip. I had this group of high school people, like almost high school acquaintances who like very sporadically like reached out to invite me to go on a canoe trip, like paddling out, roughing it kind of thing, like for a few nights just out in the middle of nowhere in Algonquin.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it because I enjoyed like being out alone in nature, meditating, and like I brought my guitar and stuff, you know, and reading and stuff. But like as far as like just time with the boys, time with the bros, I hate it. Like, I hate it. Those guys are all good guys, by the way, and I talk to them and whatever here and there. Like I like them. I like seeing them. They're cool guys.
Yeah.
Hate time with the boys. Hate it. Hate it. I don't like bachelor trips. I don't like, I don't like beer night. I don't drink either, but like, I don't like going out to the bar with the boys. All that stuff sucks. That stuff sucks.
What is it that you hate about that stuff?
One, I like women. You know, that's the first. You know what? I hate to say it, but yeah, I like the company of women. I think that it just makes things, there's a balance to it. I grew up with brothers, and all that testosterone is sickening to me. Like it makes me feel like it's just, there's something, I don't like it. I don't like it. It's too hyper masculine. I hate how this sounds, but I'm saying they're just how it's the truth. It's just how it is for me. Like I don't like you know, like okay, like I went to sleepover camp when I was a kid, right?
Yeah.
And you know, like you have your cabin of all the guys and stuff and whatever, and like when you're really young, like it's kind of just whatever. But you know, over the years, you know what was the interesting thing to me of being in the cabin with all the guys? What? Was talking about girls. It's about, and then we all go out in the day and like have our thing, and we talk about the girls. Like that was just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, just like talking about like sports and like guy shit. I don't want to. I don't know.
I
don't want to go golfing.
Yeah.
I don't want to go golfing. You know, golf might be great. I don't want to go golfing with dudes and just spending the day golfing. You
want to go golfing with the girls.
Golfing with the girls, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. You know what I mean? But is that the same opposite? Like you get like sick of just being with like with the ladies all the time?
I actually would say I like a co-ed group. But if you're going to go all one, you go all girls. Like, I also think there's something like when I was a kid, I hated boy stuff and I didn't like boys. But I think it's like boys in general kind of suck. But it's like when we were talking about the people in stand-up comedy, they're like guys who talk and who write and who are like more interesting. So I think then when I was around like grade 8, we started having guy friends. But they were the guys that fit in with our girls, so they were talkers, and actually I think at that age almost talking to any guy is interesting because you're like finding out about dudes and what they've been up to, right? and they
what did you learn?
Oh my god. Well, what you learn is most of them are defective, like boys who don't have sisters or female friends and don't know how to like talk or read, and then there's such a wasteland of like people you don't want to talk to, and then there's like the socially intelligent and engaged, even like some people who are socially unusual are interesting because they're interested in it. I don't know.
They're defective. Yeah. What do you mean by defective?
I guess that's an extreme thing to say.
No, but it's interesting. It's not. No, it's not that extreme. You could say worse.
Like there's a lot of healthy guys who are just maybe kind of boring, and then there's like others who are just defective.
I feel like I've gone from defective to just being healthy and boring.
But you're pretty interesting.
Thank you. That's what I was fishing for. But no, I agree. I get bored talking to guys, and it's just I don't know. Think more about that. But yeah, either way, I don't really want to have a bunch of guy friends to go do guy stuff with, go to the sports game with.
Yeah.
And you know, like I like a little doses, yeah, but it's not like I can't imagine like.
Do you and Madison and Brenton do any like guy stuff together?
No. No, not at all. Not at all. Zero. The most guy thing we ever did together was like one night in the summer. We all went to Lakeview Diner at like midnight to eat. Is that like, we had a great time. Because that's one thing I like. I said, like, I like goofing around. So I like guys who I can like goof off with, be completely ridiculous with, and like just like basically like guys who we could improv together more or less, like just be ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's fun. Like that is a good time. But that's not what guy time is. That's me being a weirdo and having weird friends who I can like be weird with.
Yeah, it's not gendered. It's
not gendered, right?
It's time for weirdos.
Exactly. Same as when I was a kid. Like I liked being a total nut and a total goofball, but like in terms of like, cause I just know my brothers, for example, my middle brother, he has a bunch of guy friends. They like to do guy stuff. They want to have time with the guys and being bros and talking about what do I know? Fucking business? Like, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Betting on sports.
Yo,
my brother's
like
a guy.
Yeah.
And he's betting on sports. He's watching sports on TV.
Yeah.
Like, somebody might buy a truck and then like a new truck and then like that's oh my god, are we excited about your new truck?
Yo, they talk about stuff like they'll talk about a barbecue. They actually will. Like they'll talk about a barbecue. And they don't even talk about what they're going to cook. They just talk about like the logistics of the barbecue and where it's going to go and how much it is and how much the other barbecue is and what the cost of propane is now. Like, I don't fucking care.
Everything you would relegate as like minutia that we just won't talk about. It's like, let's take all that garbage and just talk about that.
That was awesome. Yeah. That's really well said.
So we are actually coming to the end.
Yeah.
Do you have anything you want to plug?
Sure. So Madison, Brenton, and I are doing a Friday night at Backroom.
Oh, nice.
I think it's March 20th.
Okay.
But I don't remember. I think it's March 20th. But, you know, this is 2 weeks from now. We're talking from the past. If you're wanting to come to a show or see whatever, you could find me at Matt Render on Instagram. It's Matt D Render on Instagram, and that's it. You know, that's it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on, Matt.
Thank you for having me. This was fun.